Woot woot. Okay, cool. So hi everybody. Thanks for coming to this open studio. For those of you who are sitting in the studio now, thanks for getting here because it was a little bit difficult today. It was a long and windy internet path to find this place. So for those of you who were unable to find it, I'm sorry about that, but we've got this replay for you to watch. And hopefully there's going to be people trickling in as they find their way. But lesson learned. I'll figure out what the problem was. I'm super excited about doing this though, because I've been thinking maybe for 6 months of just doing like an ongoing, like a regularly scheduled open studio where we can just kind of gather and work on whatever we might be working on at that moment. Exactly like Mariah. See, that's the whole image of an open studio. We just all get together, sit, and Lori too, like she's in her car, but she can be creating, it doesn't matter. We just come as we are. Oh, yay, Raquel's coming in. Okay, great. Another person. So let's see here. What I'd like to do is just quickly go around and introduce ourselves. Hi, Raquel. We'll go ahead and introduce ourselves and say what our favorite color combination is. That could be via painting, via clothing, whatever colors you really jive with. And if you have something that you're working on, just give us a sneak peek, because that way we can be asking each other questions about, hey, those are really cool colors that you're working with, or, oh, what are you doing? That looks neat. We can be learning from each other. So just a quick peek of what you're working at, okay? So I'll start, if that's okay. My name's Karen Adamski, and I am, let's see, my favorite color combinations are purple and green. Those are my two favorites. I love them together, especially in like jewel tones. I love that. And currently what I'm working on, or what I'm going to work on today, are some dragonflies. And you can see this is the canvas I'm going to be working on. If you look closely, there is a spider underneath it. And the spider has been looking for a new life for a while. So I thought I'm going to just use some gesso, which is like white, like thick paint. You can kind of gesso over other things and then reuse the canvas. So I'm going to be painting dragonflies on top of this today. So, and I'm going to tag team it here. So I tag Nick. Why don't you go next?
Did you want to know?
Okay, yeah, I know. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, just your name, your favorite color combination, and what you're working on.
So my favorite color combination, oh gosh, there are many. Weirdly enough, there's always pink or magenta popping up in my paintings, although that is a color I would never wear. Purple, yes, I would wear, but not pink and magenta, but it pops up in all my paintings. And today I actually want to try to, for the first time ever, to paint on something, on a black canvas.
Very cool.
And I have a few toys that I want to try. So we'll see. I have no idea.
I got mine too, Nick. Oh my God, I love these so much. These are like these little silicone wedges. I don't know the names, but you dip them in your paint and then you scrape them on. Because I've always used this, a spatula for my kitchen,
Yeah, but I find them easier to move in my hand. So they are called catalyst.
Catalyst.
So I do not know if you can read this here. It's probably the other way around.
No, you're doing good. Catalyst, yeah. Yeah, same for me. Does mine come by through backwards?
Yeah.
Okay, so no, you're with my settings. Everybody thinks I'm left-handed and I'm not. So anyway, yeah, these are fabulous. Neato, Nick. So you're going to play with those today?
Yeah, I want to play with them and with acrylic inks, actually. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Neato. I can't wait to see. Okay, you tag somebody.
Mariah.
Right. I am Mariah, and I have a lot of favorite color combinations, but the purples and the greens have been really big too, that I'm in right now. The purples and the greens come up a lot. Like I don't even need to, and all of a sudden there it is. So I love that combination. Or turquoise and purple, so another variation of it.
Very cool.
I'm working on my Super Soul Flow. This was supposed supposed to become wings, but it's pretty big. It's like a 48-inch.
Yeah.
It's supposed to become wings, but I like, oh, now this one might become the wings. But I like it how it is too. So we'll see
What
if
happened?
I ever get to the wings, because I just keep stopping and really liking what I'm doing. So
Yeah,
I just love them.
that's the way. I love both of those. They kind of look like sister canvases almost. Something's
Yeah, well,
working together.
so this one started out with that same the Freya knot
Right.
with the two hearts.
Beautiful.
So that's what this one is too. So it's still under there too. So
Yes.
match.
Yeah.
So I might just have a whole series because I have like 6 of these size canvases. Never know.
I know. Yeah.
I
Love that. Very cool.
And I'm probably going to do Dragonflies with you because I love Dragonfly. And I will tag Sherry.
I'm Sherry, and currently am not working on Canvas, so I'm trying to get some ideas. And Dragonflies, since I took Karen's watercolor classes, just drawn me into their flight. So, and Lionel likes blue, and I like purple. So there you go.
Hi, Lionel. Hi, Lionel.
Karen.
Thank you for being here. Try to use your nice words today, Kay.
I'm going to put him on mute. All right.
What going?
I tag Lori.
Okay, cool. Love you, Lionel. I think Lori might be frozen. Okay. You want to tag somebody?
Not,
Oh, there she is.
Can you
She
hear
got
me?
out. Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, my screen keeps freezing in and out. I'm not really working on anything, but I guess I am because I keep this in my car and I kind of doodle when I'm just kind of sitting around doing nothing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
And
that's so
so-
pretty. Oh, and your flames are beautiful too.
So, well, I was activating my paint markers, so I was it's just kind of incorporated in there, right?
Yeah.
And so I wasn't quite sure how to prepare for today because I knew I'd be in my car. So I have watercolors and some paint markers and different size pads, and we'll see what happens.
Cool.
Dragonflies sound really cool.
I know.
And colors, you know, my colors are those magentas and hot pinks and purples and oranges and yellows and, you know,
Yeah.
the teals and yeah.
Yes. You like those missile pop colors. I love those colors together. Neato. All right. One person left to tag. Oh, I think she froze again. Raquel, you're up.
Hi.
Hi.
Long time no see.
Yeah.
So I'm Raquel, and colors that are my favorites: red, white, and black together, just in general. And then I don't know. I have not painted in a long time. Probably, I don't know when. Last year, probably. I'm guessing. It's been a long time.
Cool.
And I'm not going to paint today because I'm working on some cards and artist trading cards that I'm trading with someone.
Oh, neat.
So, yeah. And
what do they look like? Bye. I love you.
Love you too.
artist trading cards are the size of a baseball card.
Uh-huh.
And then you just make art on them and you trade them. So I'm trading with someone. We're doing cats right now. We're doing 2 cat ones. And this is one I did the other day.
Oh, that's so cute. So your medium, tell us what your medium is. Is it stamping?
The background, the background is a stencil with ink. And then the cat and the butterfly were a stamp that I stamped and cut out and colored. And just put on the paper and put the ribbon, the twine. And then I've been making greeting cards too, so I'm working on that. This is one I made the other day.
Pretty.
And her legs wobble. She's a
Oh my God,
dancer.
that's so cute.
So I've noticed now that pinks and purples are coming a lot coming up a lot in the stuff I've been making lately, which is not me at all, but I think it's the colors that, like the card is for a friend for her birthday and she likes purple. So
Gotcha. Well,
but
that's
yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. A lot of paper crafting. So
gotcha. Paper crafting. Cool. That's what I was looking for. Very cool.
yeah.
All right,
But
guys.
I love to hang out.
Oh, what were you gonna say?
No, I just said I just thought I would hang out, and I haven't seen anyone in a while.
I know.
So-
This is the time to
Yeah, so I just
do it.
thought, bye.
Thank you. So I'm just
Thank you.
putting some colors down on my, for those of you who want to go ahead, I'm just going to pop in and tell you kind of what I'm doing, but I'd really love for everybody to share, you know, their thoughts and what they're doing. But I'm going to be covering this canvas just with some colors. What I chose today are kind of a bright blue, ultramarine blue, magenta, and a teal, and of course, some white. And I'm feeling like I don't want to use my brush. So I'm just going to use my hands. And that feels really, really good. You know why? I think I'm doing this because I'm saying goodbye to the spider. I think that's why I'm wanting to use my hands. But you can do whatever you want. And whenever I'm doing this, I like to kind of always sprinkle in a little bit of white here and there. Like I don't just save it for the end, because when you add the white to these, oh, Julia's here. She's going to be so excited. When you add the white to these tones, then you get, or to the blue, you know, or the whatever color, then you get more tones. Hi, Julia Bloom. How are ya? Glad that you're here. We're just getting started, so you're not missing anything. I'm so sorry for the technical difficulties. So Julia, we've all gone through and we have introduced ourselves, and we've said our name, we've said our favorite color combination, and we're showing maybe what, if we're working on anything, we're just giving a little peek-see at it.
Okay. Oh,
Go ahead.
okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, fantastic. I'm sorry. Hi, I'm Julia. I parked myself out in the backyard here.
Nice.
So you can see I'm always so inspired by your nature stuff. So I just came, to soak it all in and make this date with myself.
Perfect. So what are your favorite color combinations?
Oh, I've always been a green and blue girl, but I'm loving like the magenta or purple you have going on there too.
Yeah, I can't. Nick said the same thing, that she's so drawn to magentas in her paintings, and I'm the same way. I'm always putting blue and magenta together. But I do have teal. Look, there's teal here too. Well, that's kind of a blue. But you guess you can't get away from your colors.
No.
So I am personally just covering my canvas with color, and then I'm going to paint a dragonfly on the top of that. But we've got other people here in the studio that are working on different things too. So if anybody has questions or wants to share what they're doing, you know, as we're sharing and looking at each other's work, just speak up. Super safe place. So when I do this, I like to really just play with the color. I could just do this like all the time. I have tons of canvases that look a lot like this, just with different colors. You can kind of, I don't know, you pick up a lot from, like, here's one from last night, kind of similar actually, similar colors, but just a lot of texture and playing, and I could just do that all day long and not worry about what it's going to look like, or what am I going to paint today. Like today we know we're going to paint dragonflies, which is fabulous, but you know, if I didn't know what I wanted to do, it's okay. There's beauty in that. I can just play with color. And I often find I lose myself in that. Nick, as you're playing with your new tools there, or anybody, if you're playing with any tools and you're thinking, okay, yeah, this is really cool, what just happened, Would you please speak up and share? Because I think we're all curious, especially with Nick's new tools.
So I'm dipping my paint markers in water. And
Oh,
it's,
and then painting, right?
yeah, I mean, it's really cool because it's almost like a watercolor effect.
Yes, yes. It's almost turning your marker into a paintbrush in a sense, right? But you get that liquidy.
But instead of paint, it's more of like a watercolory.
Ooh, pretty.
Did you show us the markers yet?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what kind of markers are you using?
They're glitter markers. Can you guys see?
Glitter markers. Do they have pens or paint in them? Glitter pen
Yeah.
markers. Okay.
Yeah.
So it has a felt tip top, and then you're dipping that in the water and then painting.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Isn't that neato?
Yeah, it's kind of a surprise effect. It's like, ooh.
And where
Lori
did,
can, oh, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead. I was gonna say,
I think I got
Where'd
these
you
at
find them?
Target.
They have that brand right now on sale for school stuff.
Oh, do they? It's
Yeah,
called
that's what I was
at
wondering
Target?
if it was. Yeah. I
Yeah,
was
I
wondering
got
if
these-
it was Mondo, right?
Yeah, I
Llama
got these at
something.
Target. Yeah,
Yeah, they're on sale right now for school.
Mandalama. Well, I got them a long time ago.
Well, those are cool. I hope they have them. I use Copic markers mostly for my coloring, but I could use some glitter in my life.
Yeah, can't we
In my
all?
markers, that is. Not loose glitter. That's a mess.
That's funny. Glitter's good too with dragonflies.
Oh yeah.
I could use some glitter in my life. I like that, Raquel.
Thank you. It just popped in my head. Have you seen the iridescent paint? I think it's called that. Maybe Folk Art makes it. I have it in my stash, and it's clear, but when you paint with it, it leaves like a really see-through glittery effect. That's like the rainbow. I forget what they call it, but it's super cool. It would be
Like
awesome.
translucent, kind of.
Yeah. It would be cool over the wings of the dragon.
Yes.
I'll
yes.
send you a picture of it later on text.
You know, yeah, that'd be great. Because actually, I would had some dragonflies I had done a while ago, and I didn't have that. I don't know if you can see these, but I tried putting just plain silver over the wings, and it really did not do them justice. It looked a whole lot cuter before I put it on. So these guys are kind of like in triage right now. They're like, okay, we need some help with our wings. So I just kind of set them aside. But if I had had that paint that you're talking about, Raquel, they wouldn't be in triage right now. They
Yeah.
deserve.
Holographic, I think is what it's called. But I'll send it to you. You can get it at Michael's.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
It's cheap.
It's cheap.
Yeah, it's just the little tubes, and I think it's just like a couple dollars.
All right. Cheap is good.
Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
cheap is always good.
Yes. I already got a smudge on my thing. Oh well.
Never know what that'll turn into.
Yeah, I'll probably cover
Yeah.
it.
That is okay. Those little blips of imperfections are actually little gifts of beauty. That's the way I look at it. They're little bits of uniqueness.
Fingers in the ink pads don't work very well when you're not trying to make a mess.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It's okay.
Well, I'm pretty happy with my little canvas here, I think. I'm going to do a little bit more blending. And then I'm going to paint over. I'll start on my little dragonflies. I'll show you how super, super easy it is. I think I've done a dragonfly lesson before in my traveling artist class, where we used a watercolor, and that's super easy too.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite lessons from that group.
Was it?
That and the lizards. Yeah.
Oh yes, the geckos. I know, I love that too. And that, Sherry, remind me, that's part of the same lesson, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, because we had a gecko join us when we were painting, so we had to paint him too. So I'm kind of liking that. But yes, dragonflies are super, super easy. So I'm going to take a little bit of like a finer tip brush, and I'm going to dip it in my white, and I'm going to kind of just drag it along the canvas lightly, and I'm going to be twisting my brush as I do it because I don't want to have real straight lines. I just want to put some swishes and swirls in here. Just for texture. You know, ripple. I don't know what we're looking at yet. I don't know if this is water. I don't know if it's the sky maybe that we're looking at. I like keeping them a little swirly. Oh no, I really want to use my fingers today. Are you following along with this, Julia?
Yeah,
Oh, yay.
I'm just putting a bunch of color on canvas. Yes.
Yay, yay, yay. So don't worry about, hey, shh. Everybody chill. Sorry, I have 4 dogs here right now. Oh gosh, it's Mr. Furley. Okay, so when Mr. Furley comes down the hall, the dogs go crazy, and that's what's happening. So just, I'm sorry if when it happens, I'm sorry. What was I saying?
You were asking about following along?
Following along, yes, thank you. Don't worry about catching up, or like if you just want to stay and do your color and play, don't worry, because number one, we're recording this and you can come back and look at it another time, or you just kind of watch what I'm doing and you'll remember. It's
Okay.
It's all good. And that goes to, everybody out there. I'm sorry, Julie, I didn't mean to make that sound like that was all focused at you. I'm just using that as an example, because sometimes I think when we're all painting together or you're trying to follow somebody painting, sometimes, I don't know, like time is not always our friend, where we feel like, oh, I've got to catch up, or I'm moving too slow, or, those things start happening in your head. Just let it go. Let it go, and just whatever you're doing, have fun. All right, I'm liking that. Ripples. What's your canvas looking like, Nick?
1 second. Weird.
Weird is good. Isn't it interesting how, like, when we're painting, all the interesting layers that there are, and it's like, sometimes it's like, oh, I don't want to show this to anybody because it's just.
So I'm happy to show it's just very, very wet right now because I'm
Yeah.
working with the inks and I'm making a huge mess, but I love it. It's very interesting what is happening here.
That's all the stuff, all those layers of that weirdness are how the beauty comes to light.
That's what it right now looks like.
Oh,
Woo! Likey. I like it.
Not intended.
And are you using that catalyst tool on that to get those?
I did with the first kind of layer because I love this
Oh, the ink.
kind of color ink.
Yes.
And I did this first, and then I have another kind of toys and tools, new ones. These are I saw some artists using them on Instagram.
Okay.
They are somewhere underneath, and they kind of shimmer through because they seem to be an oil base.
Ooh, coolio. All right.
They dry within 5 to 7 minutes.
All right. That's cool.
They kind of come through even still here, and I want to try I will go on mute in a moment. I will try my heat gun to see
Okay.
what happens.
See what happens.
It is
Cool.
dry-ish.
Cool. Yeah, keep us posted. Thank you. I'm going to start with my dragonfly. And again, you don't have to keep up with me, but I'm going to just kind of start on the wings. I'm going to just take some white and very lightly figure out where I'm going to put this guy. And how I start is I kind of do one line there, and then one line there. It's sort of like a V with a little space in the middle. Pretty easy. So if you can do that, you can make a dragonfly. That's our
That part
first.
of the canvas is not in the shot, Karen.
What's that?
The part you were painting on was not in the shot.
It's not?
No.
It's on my shot. I'm so glad you're saying. I'm totally watching myself. That's so bad. Okay, can you tell me when it's in the shot?
For me, it was there. I think it might be because you're on a tablet and have a different orientation.
Yeah, I can see it.
I can see it too.
Okay. Okay, well, I want to make sure everybody
Yeah,
can
there
see.
you
Now,
go.
can everybody see me and it?
Yep.
Yep.
Mariah, can you see the wingies?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah? Okay, cool. Thank you for saying something. All right.
Yeah.
Now, what we do is just kind of come from here. I'm going to go scoop, scoop, scoop to the end, and we kind of make little rounded ends. So just little scoopies. Scoop. And these don't have to be perfect. I just do the scoopies to kind of get my bearings. So those are his top wings. Can you guys see that okay?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to bring it a little closer just so you can see the top wing. So we have that kind of very wide V that I made, and then the little loopy loops underneath. And then you usually just make like kind of a straight line across. And you know what? You don't have to do it this way. If you want to do the body first and then the wings, however you want to do it, there's really no wrong way. This is just kind of an easy teaching, step-by-step way to do it. So we do this line across the bottom, and then in the middle, I kind of come down and go scoop, and then do a little looks like half of a pear. And I don't know why I do that. That's just the shape I like to use. But you can use, you can make it look like a canoe or whatever you want to make it look like. I usually kind of even them out a little bit. Oops. And then this is a good time to, while we've got that white out, to just kind of drag some little lines in here and there. I usually like to kind of make little patterns. If I draw a line, I try to draw another little line next to it. And they have kind of a veiny look, so just little veins, lines, echoey lines, whatever feels right to you, it's going to look just fine. Put in little swirls. You could fill the wings with letters and words. And this, I'm going to come back and do another layer and all this. These are just our bones. We're getting all of our shapes down at this point. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is bring in a little bit of yellow ochre. Where is it here? It's kind of like a light brown. You don't have to have exactly the same color that I'm using. Just, whatever kind of yellowy, brownish, tannish color you've got will be just fine. Because we're going to be putting other colors on top of this too. All right, I'm going to stick with the same size brush, I guess, because my guy's kind of small that I'm making. I should have probably done him a little bigger, but, and then usually kind of where these wings, the line by the tip of the wings, just under that is usually where the dragonfly's head is. So you can just put a little circle there. You guys see that okay?
Yeah.
Like, not close enough. Okay. I think I'm looking at a weird angle. Okay. And then this is the part that's just with whether you're drawing a dragonfly or painting one, or however you do it. Once you put his head down, then you just kind of you can make these little bubbles, like little circles, kind of going all the way down. Oh, circle, circle, circles. They're pretty uniform. And they go right over these wings. Oops, that's a lot. Pretty uniform until you get past those wings, and then it gets very elongated. So then they turn into like little footballs, little football shapes. And then they get smaller and smaller, smaller and smaller footballs as they get down here to the end. So those are some kind of good bones. You can see that. So it's not perfect by any means, but we're just getting those shapes down. Okay, so once I get that down, what I like to do is come in with a little bit of black or any kind of a dark color. And when I use black, I usually like to mix it in with either my dark blue or my magenta, just to give it a little bit of an extra pop, a little bit more depth in that black. And then all I'm going to do is come around and do like a little bit of an outline on my wings. And I'm also going to put in those inner veiny stripes. So I'm just kind of playing with the blacks and the whites and building the wings really at this point, very, very lightly, using lots of little layers. Does anybody have any questions at this point?
Okay, Karen. So the black is kind of outlining the white, or?
Yeah, a little bit, just to give it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
I know it. I should probably be closer. I'll just keep trying to bring it up closer so you can see that. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It could be you're kind of going around the outline. But if you cross over and go in the in part, and then you cross over and then you go wobbly on the outline, it's all okay. It's all good. But I like to go on that outline because or just around the edges as an outline, because what happens is it makes the white kind of pop, and it gives a little bit of a shadow to that background. So it just helps with the dimension when you kind of give it a slight outline. But then I'm also going to be using that black inside the wings too. So just putting little lines along with those white ones and the little veins in there. Okay, and we're just going to take our time and build that. So no rush.
Karen,
Yes.
are you doing this in black at the moment? Are you doing what you often do, this little trick with kind of mixing black and blue?
Yes.
I love when you do that. That is even more, in a way, it's just amazing.
Well, it just makes things pop a little. So this is kind of what I was doing was, so I've got my blue here and I've got my black, but if I pull them together, we get this nice kind of, it's really black. Our eye looks at it and says, oh yeah, that's black, but that blue's in there, and it helps. It just makes things, it gives everything an extra zing if you can mix a little something with your black. Yeah.
So here's what I did, and it's very hard to see so there's some of this red marker underneath in a twirl, right?
Yes.
Because apparently of this texture, it stays there without really being seen. It's a bit like a hologram or so.
I like that.
Right? I find it very, very cool. I actually I'm hesitant to kind of paint over it because I like it so much right now.
Yeah, well, maybe try not to. It's hard, right?
I was thinking of It doesn't fit a dragonfly, I think. So I need some suggestions or ideas what you would paint on it. I kind of have an idea for an elephant, maybe.
Ooh,
I
Yeah.
don't know. Any
I
other ideas?
if that's what's calling to you,
I don't know yet.
you don't know. Well, you're the one that said elephant.
I know. Still hearing other ideas.
Okay, elephant, leaf, tree,
Tree. Tree I had as well. I think
bubbles,
Bubbles
moon,
tempting. Oh, bubbles first. You're right. Bubbles first.
bubbles. Okay, cool. There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Mariah, how's your canvas looking? Can we see?
Coming along.
Ooh.
Okay, super dark, but I will take that.
Oh, look at you. She's jamming. Okay. That's so where I'm going. But you're there already.
I haven't done any details. I wanted all the bones.
All right, then once I get the blacks in there, what I like to do is bring the blacks into the outer part. I like hair, kind of. So, you know, when you look really close at a butterfly or a dragonfly or a bee, and they're hairy, right? And you can see they look textured and kind of fuzzy. And so I like to get a little bit of that hair on there, and just by kind of dabbing. Let me see if I can bring this up here. Kind of dabbing that black around the edges, kind of keeping that circular, that the patterns or those modules in a sense, but we're kind of bringing his body together too by doing that. So I like to put in that black that I've got mixed and bring that all the way down his body. And that gives him a little bit of a hairy element. Lionel, I know you're out there. Are you enjoying watching everybody's painting?
Yeah.
Good, I'm glad.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Kellen?
I'm just painting. I'm painting a dragonfly and talking to my friends.
We're not.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kellen.
You're welcome, Lionel. Thank you.
Bye, Kellen, dear.
Bye-bye, Lionel. Thank you for using such nice words in your manners. You are such a gentleman. I really like that. All right, so that is a hairy beast we've got going on here. And once I get that black on there, then I like to bring a little bit of white and put that kind of on the, just little dots here and there. I don't want to cover up that brown completely, but I just want to kind of highlight the back part, like maybe if he has a little spine, kind of where that is, because those are the parts that the sun is going to reflect off of. Just give you a quicker look at that.
See what you're doing online. Say hi to him. There's Renee.
Hi. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Are you out picking oranges by any chance?
I'm not.
Oh. What are you picking?
I'm picking anything. Just eating some lunch.
Oh, okay. I thought you were making your yummy juice.
No, it's pretty almost empty now. Well, no, there's still some.
Yeah.
It's good to see you.
See you.
He's so nice. So at this stage, once you get the body in and your wings in, and then the next step I'll show you real quick is to put his eyes in. Whoop! All right, put his eyes in. You can just put a couple little dabs up here. And then the arm comes from that little area underneath his head. his other arms or legs or whatever are behind, underneath his wings at this angle, so you're not going to see them, but give you a closer look. So I've got those eyes on there and the legs. And so at this point I've got everything that I need in here, and then I can just continue adding little details, very, cleaning them up, little layers, until I'm happy with them. Then if I want to go ahead and put on, more dragonflies, you can do that. And so it's the same thing. I'm going to do another one just for, teaching purposes. If I were alone, I would probably continue working on my dragonfly here. But I can always come back to him, right? All right, so where do I want this next guy? I think I want him to go. Make that V for those upper wings. So that sets his body. That kind of positions us there. Again, you come down. Good. Good. You guys all see that okay? Let's begin the beginning of those wings. Now, what else does that look like? Total angel wings, like if I did it a little bit bigger, right? So you could do that. All you need to do is that big open V shape, and then you can create your wings from there. So it doesn't have to be a dragonfly. It could be an eagle. It could be a a hang glider person?
Whitney.
I know, that's what I was just thinking. It's like, oh, it could be Whitney. I could draw her little legs in there hanging down and her hair all over the place. Does anybody want to share where they're at with their creating? It doesn't even have to be a dragonfly if you're working on something else. And no pressure at all.
I'm using the watercolors.
Oh, are you?
Oh, neat.
Oh, look at that. That's a lot of movement.
Yeah, it looks like it's in a storm.
Uh-huh. Or like like I see water underneath him, even like ripples in the water, like the water's blowing and he's flying over the water. That's what I see. Oh, that's super cool. Are you liking that?
I'm loving these watercolors.
And do you have the same set that I do?
Yes.
That's the way I know. I love them too. And in that, since you have them out, Sherry, can you show people just the set, because I love this set. And then can you show them the silver paint that's so great for the wings?
Yeah, I'm actually using the water pens, but let me go get the kit you're talking.
You know what? I have it right here. It's okay. Stay seated. All I have to do is, I could probably not even move my fanny. Let's see. Yep. I got it. Okay, so this is the set that Sherry's working with. And this is a really great travel set. So it comes in this little tin, and it's got 48 different colors, but it also comes with, so you've got your colors here, comes with this card that kind of shows you really what the colors look like, because they don't always look the same. But in this set, this silver right here, it's got like silver, bronze, and copper, and they're so fun to play with. But the silver is perfect for dragonfly wings, because you can just paint over it, and it's clear but very metallic-y looking. So I love it. And then this set also comes with a pencil and the water brush and all of that good stuff. So this is perfect for just keeping in your backpack or your car. You've got everything that you need in one little case. I feel like I just did a commercial. And you can buy this for $19.99. And if you buy this today, you're going to get a free kiss from me.
There you go. I'm actually using the watercolor pens.
Oh, neato.
been using the watercolor, the water thing to blend it in.
The water,
So
oh yes, the water pen. Can you show that on we didn't see that on the camera.
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
There you
Yeah,
go.
just for people who haven't used that before, that's a fun tool. Fun tool. Yeah, that's looking really great, Sherry. Now I wonder where that storm energy came from. Were you meaning to paint that storm energy, or is that representing how things are for you right now?
I got interrupted by Kitten.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of the swirling energies that's going on around now with the super moon and
Yeah.
all of that sort of, coming up on the summer solstice. I mean, not, is it summer solstice? Whatever. Yeah, just the energies.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's a lot going on. That's beautiful. I'm just painting in my little head, and then again, I'm doing circle, keeping them somewhat uniform. And if you don't want to do it this way, you totally don't have to. You can just make the body however you want to, but this is for making them kind of proportionally. Ooh, speaking of proportion, this guy's got like a lot of space between his wings. It helps me anyway to keep them sort of proportionally together. So go all the way down to his fanny with those circles, and then they become footballs. Football. And again, those footballs start tapering off and becoming smaller and smaller and smaller. So when I'm talking about those footballs, just so you know, because I don't sound like a crazy person, see how these are all circles? And then it gets all circles down to the fanny, and then they start getting elongated. Elongated might be a better word. Easy peasy. Mariah, I'm loving that painting that's right behind you.
Oh, this one?
Well, I'm loving all of them that I've seen, but I'm just looking at you, and that painting in the background looks really nice.
I so love it. Like every day I just come out here and I'm so excited to paint on it. I love it so much.
That's so great. So for those of you who don't know, Mariah is she lives in Alaska, and she's a homesteader. And look at what she's painting out there in the middle of the wilderness. It's like just so flipping cool. Yeah, you're so badass.
But it's almost like umbilical. I see it. Like I got this like red vein going up like from Mama Earth.
Yes. It looks like a uterus. I see the uterus and like ovaries. Yeah, I like
like
that.
all of it.
All of it, yeah.
With energy going around, celebrating it. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, my husband wants me to paint over my uterus painting.
Wow.
What?
He said it's weird and it creeps him out. We have the same viewpoint. He's not anti-uterus, but I'll grab it so I can show you what I'm talking about. I guess that's just a little too freaky for him. Too freaky mobiki.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think I spoke to a lot of women right now.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But I think I'll take a picture of it and then I'll paint over it for him, so I'm not torturing him. It does, yeah, it speaks for a lot of people right now.
And that's also sweet that you take his, what he enjoys looking at into consideration.
Yes, exactly. It's important because how bad would that be if you had to sit around and look at something that bothered you all day? That happens every once in a while. Usually when I do things that involve faces, human faces, that's where it gets creepy. That's where it just gets creepy. It's not just Dave. I think everybody probably thinks it gets a little creepy. It's not my thing. I have a hard time with it. But when I have done that, even the kids have asked if I could put it away while I'm working on it. Time. Look at what time we're at. Okay, good. So for those of you who are using pens, when you're using pens, that's like a great time to do the wings, right? It makes it a lot easier with those little details and fine lines. But you can also use pens on your canvas. You know, you like Sherry or like Nick was using that oily kind of pen underneath her greens there. You could use a pen on top of there, you know, to go ahead and help you out with your wings, if that helps.
Oh, great. Yeah. I got the link sent to me. So. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm glad that you guys are all here today. I feel bad for the people that were trying to get in and didn't make it. But what I want to say is, you know, good job for being here. Because we're all taking time out of our day, right? To stop, because it's hard to stop in the middle of the day when you've got stuff going on. And it's just busy day stuff, right? It's like, oh, that sounds so fun. And then actually doing it sometimes is the hardest part. And you guys all showed up and you actually made an extra effort to get here. And I appreciate that. But I think that should be noted that we are consciously and intentionally taking that time out in our day. And that's super important. And Lori sitting in her car, I mean, that's pretty darn cool. It's like, you know what?
Ask Karen.
What's that?
I said, it's like you gave us the hall pass. It was like so irreverent, like what, at noon on Wednesday? And then it was like, oh my gosh, I have to do that.
I know. It's like, why not? And do it any way you can do it, whether you're sitting in a car or, you know, your backyard or
it's amazing.
Wherever. Yeah, it's important because when we're doing this, we're using the right side of our brain rather than that left side. So it's like we're exercising our brains and balancing our minds and our bodies and our souls because we're getting ourselves a little bit out of that linear go logistical mindset that we can sometimes get stuck in. And to pull ourselves out and just have a creative moment during the day is like a big, tall glass of water for our thirsty soul. It refuels us. So I kind of, what do you guys think? Should I try scheduling this on like a weekly basis as much as I can? And like I was on a regular thing with a regular link because Nick's going to teach me how to do that. Would that be good?
Oh, yeah.
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 Coolio. I'm putting some blue, like just straight up blue in here with my black, and it really makes the black pop. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's super, super subtle, but just a nice little reminder to mix your colors a little bit. You know, when you've got some blue sitting there, pop a little bit of magenta in there, pop a little bit of, you know, teal, black, whatever. But just add a little bit of interest where you can.
I think I'm just about there.
Oh, look at you. Can you put it closer to the screen? Oh, that's good. Oh, look at you. Look at you've got that dimension in the body too. See what those circles do? It really gives you that like mobile look of the body, right? How it shows you how it can turn itself rather than just being a straight line. That looks really great, Lori. Was that relaxing for you?
Actually, yeah, it was.
Good. Is anybody
Especially
not?
I
go-
say especially since Amy's aide showed up. That way I wasn't on call.
Oh, that's good. So you get a chance to be by yourself for a while.
Yeah.
That's so valuable. You know, to you guys who have the special needs kids, adult children and all, you know, it's like you need a break more than most other people do. I mean, we all do, right? But I think that's a whole other level. So good job, you guys. Raquel, how's your cards looking? Card or cards? Just one, right? Oh, she ran away from us. She says, I don't want to talk. She'll come back. So if you're painting something and you think it starts to look a little too dark or a little bit too muddy, add a little bit of white to it.
I was having technical difficulties. Sorry.
No, I know.
It's fat fingers trying to swipe up to unmute myself. I left like 3 times, I think. I'm working on a artist trading card. It's coming along. Thank you.
Good.
I'm trying to
Sorry,
see.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, not at all. I don't know. It was freaking out. Technology hasn't been my friend lately. It's been kind of weird. So
Yeah, I hear ya.
yeah.
But then when technology is not our friend, I feel like, personally at least, I feel like I'm getting a little bit better at not completely breaking down and fighting it and like, blah, I'm spazzing out. Like I'm better now at saying, well, all right, that sucks. That's not what I thought it was going to be, but plan B. And then if we're whatever, because it's whatever, it's not the end of the world. And it's all probably happening for a reason. It's what I, try to remind myself of.
Yeah, me too. But then it was like, I heard you're like, she left us. I'm like, no, I didn't.
No, I was just being all funny and sarcastic.
I know. I was like, oh my gosh. The phone was just freaking out because I have it on the phone. I can be on my desk instead of the kitchen. And just my haywire for a minute.
Yeah, I hear you. So these are the basic little guys. I'm going to put in his eyes and his little legs here. So when I do legs on bees and on butterflies and on dragonflies, I do one section. They're like 3 sections, like 2 joints, 3 bones, if that makes sense. So like here's a line, so I got 3 lines, and then another line, and then another line. If that makes sense. Yeah. See how they have those 3 little sections, and then I'm going to just put a couple little pops of white on his eyeballs. That reflection, and maybe on his little elbows and stuff. My other guy needs some white on his eyeballs too. So I'll probably keep working on this at some point, but it's pretty close. Pretty close to being finished. So if I wanted to put some silvery paint over here on top of his wings, I could do that. And there's a few different ways you can do that. If you're using that watercolor, like Sherry's, it's got that silver paint, or you can take a gray paint and really water it down. There's also, let's see, I've got some silver paint, but it's not clear. It's just plain, it's like a silver gray, but it's very thick, and it's not going to be good for these guys. I want it to be really translucent. That's, I think, the key when we're doing dragonfly wings. So I've got what's called a color float, and you don't have to use this. You could do the same exact thing with water and just really, really water your paint down and paint over with the watered down paint. But this color float, I just happen to have it here, and I thought it's a good thing to share. What it does is it really waters down your paint. It makes it a lot more translucent, but it also adds, I don't know what the base is, but it's almost like an oily or a glycerin kind of a base. So it keeps your paints wet for a long time. So if you're working on something and you want to keep your paints from drying out, you can put some color float into them, mix them up, and they're going to last a good long time. But for painting something to see through it, I'm just going to take some of this color float and just put it in a little cup. Use whatever you have. And then I'm just going to take like 1 or 2 drops of this silver paint and mix it in there. Just a smidge, just like, I don't know if you can see this. Sorry. Don't want to spill on my computer. There we go. Just a little drop. I'm going to mix this up. And what it's going to do is just make a nice silvery, watery kind of looking paint. And once that's all mixed up, then you can take that watery paint and just go ahead and paint right over the tops of your wings. You'll be able to see through the wings, so you'll still be able to see those black and white lines. So let's see if you can see that. It's really drippy. I'm just going to take a little bit as I start here. There we go. I'm going to bring that up closer so you guys can see, because this is going to be really hard to see. It's very, very subtle, but it makes our eye very happy. Okay, so let's look at this wing over here. Oh, that's too drippy, too drippy. Let's just use our finger and there we go. So just putting it, we don't have to be too careful other than just keeping it in those lines, but it's going to give it a nice translucent effect. And the other thing you can do too, when your paint is still wet, if you have glitter, you can always put a little bit of glitter in there too. You see how that's gray, but very, very clear. I still like that the paint that's in Sherry's paint set. That is my favorite all-time wing paint ever, but I can't really use the watercolor on here because it's not going to blend so well. So it's as easy as that, just painting over that translucent. It's like putting a transparency over something. Just covers it a little bit, but colors it, or gives it a little bit of oomph. I've got some glitter here too. So you could also, in that wet paint, just sprinkle a little bit of clear glitter, or whatever color, just little bits, and then just let that dry. And that little bit, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on the camera here, but those little bits of glitter definitely pick up the light. Like I can see it from here. It's like, ooh, ching, 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 ching. So that's going to be looking really nice. Kind of fun. If that's your jam. That's your jam.
Karen, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
how many little circles are typically in a dragonfly?
I don't know. How many licks does it take to get to the center? I don't know. For me, it's however many it takes to get down his
Okay,
spine. So let's see.
the
On
big-
this side.
Should the bigger ones be at the top and the smaller ones at the bottom? It looks like he's got his wonky neck.
Yeah. So you want to keep them you've got the head is a smidge bigger, and then you try to keep those circles going down all the way to his butt pretty consistent in size. So you
Okay.
just keep them like sturdy. Like think if you had marbles and they're all the same size marbles and you line them up, that's kind of the look that you're going for from his head, like for his neck, right down to his butt. And then when you
Okay.
get to his butt, then they start getting elongated and then they
Okay.
start tapering off. That's when they start getting smaller and smaller as you get down here. But in here, we want to keep them kind of the same-ish. Doesn't have to be perfect, but kind of the same-ish size because that's his hefty body. And like you said, if he's got a wonky thin neck, probably can't even fly straight, right? He'd be all blah, or going in circles. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, great.
You want him to, though. It's all good. But I don't know. I don't think that these guys all have the same amount of circles. And I've never, ever thought about that, but it's a good question.
Yeah, well, I guess I thought about it because his neck is wonky and probably needs that part of his body needs to be bigger because it looks like his butt's the biggest part right now. So, yeah, think about what this really represents.
Isn't Yeah, that could represent a number of different things.
Yeah.
But then you can also build back up on that too, right? So you can add to his body if you want to strengthen it or, whatever works for you. And it's fine to just leave it as is because it's just a nice exercise and a fun time to create, and then, leave it how you created it in this very moment. And there might be a message there,
Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Do you guys want to give a quick peek at what you've been working on?
Sure. Okay.
Julia, okay.
I'm going to try this. Okay, I'm going to attempt to turn my camera.
Oh, see, Julia, you're such an artist. You make me so happy.
Oh, you're so sweet. I don't know how to turn my camera around. You're such a good teacher, Karen. You just make the swirlies not so scary and make them look like something, which I love.
Oh, that was beautiful. What you just showed. Can you hold up the canvas to the camera to show us, or is it too wet?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I wouldn't change a whole lot. I would just do exactly what you're doing, and you're probably 80% of the way there, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I love the glitter idea. I'm like, I'm going to have to get some glitter.
It's fun. Yeah, and they have paint too, right? That has the glitter in it. So, okay, who had the paint? Nick. No, right? Yeah, Nick had those. Yes, so those were paint pens.
Yeah, I can show you. Which this is actually my favorite.
Oh,
is that glitter?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's the metallic paints from Artist Loft. You can get them in kind of a regular size, but you can also get them in a set with these kind of small tubes.
Oh my God. That's what I thought I was using, but I'm using gray.
Yeah.
I thought I was using my silver metallic. No wonder it looks gray.
These are my favorites.
Okay, I need to look for more of those. This has been so fun. Thank you so much, Karen. Thank you.
You're so welcome. And I know we've got till 1:30, so we've got a few more minutes here, so we don't have to rush up. Oh, Nick.
I do not know how to get the details in yet, but I have a sense it will stay probably a white gray elephant.
Oh, Karen, please teach us how to do it. That's gorgeous.
It's beautiful. I will teach you. I think we're going to be doing that at our retreat with a women's.
I might
but I can.
then. Yeah. I actually got,
Okay, so you were working with that. Perfect. That's a great model.
I bring it.
Oh,
You
beautiful.
bring it. Yes. I thought you were saying, I bring it. I'm like, yes, you do, Nick. You bring it.
I bring this one.
Yeah, bring it. And yes, you do bring it. I love, 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 love. I can't wait to see what that turns out to be.
Yep.
Might just be the white elephant.
I think so. I think it will stay a pretty white one, actually.
It's beautiful. Yeah, just a little shading and you'll be rocking. Okay.
Hey, Karen,
Yes.
I pulled out that, I forgot my paints were in the house. I pulled out, this is the one that I was telling you about.
Extreme glitter. Oh, okay.
The hologram one. They have a couple different ones, but this one is clear, but you get that shimmer,
Yes. That would be
hologram colors, and it's really cool. I'm trying to think what I've used it on so I could show you, but I don't know right now. I can't think of it.
Thank you for that. That's the perfect
Yeah, you're welcome.
wing clear with the sparkle or that hologram. That's super
Yeah.
cool. And a lot of times those are like 99 cents at Michael's or something. They're not very expensive.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've had this one forever. It lasts a long time.
Yeah, I have
I don't paint that much, so.
this is the same kind of thing. This is a gel stain, so it's very transparent, but this is in green. But it's called unicorn snot, and it's really glittery and clear, very slimy. So it's like putting a coat of slime, clear, glittery goodness on something. And this is made for wood, glass, fabric, stone, and ceramic, but I've used it on canvases before, and it's really nice. Yeah. So there's lots of fun tools out there.
Yeah.
Lori, can you hold yours up one more time?
Okay, hold on.
Check,
I had to put everything away because Amy will be
oh,
back.
no, it's okay. I don't want you to have to take it all out. Did you enjoy the process?
I did. It was very relaxing, and it was interesting how many things I took out to use and what kind of
more than you thought you would or less than you thought you would?
More than I thought I would, but it was interesting how I could use a little bit out of everything. Like, oh, I'm going to get one of those, and
Yeah. Oh, now you're like, oh, I want that. I know. I want Nick's pens. I know. It's hard when you find all these new tools.
Well, you name it, I've got it somewhere in my house.
Yeah. That's fun stuff. Fun stuff.
I was going to tell you on the Dragonfly what was really interesting, because remember I showed you that video of the big orange one?
Yes.
With their arms, when they land, all of a sudden the arms disappear. And it was like, it was like, so the Dragonfly would fly around the back and come back and land same spot, and their arms would disappear. What it was doing was, when it landed, it would just automatically fold its arms in, and they would disappear just into the body, and then it was just standing on its feet. So it was really kind of cool. And then remember I was telling you that when it landed and it was looking at me, its eyes were actually fully orange, and it wasn't until I was sitting there talking to it that the little white eyeballs, the little white pupils came out, the little white parts, and this eye came out. It's almost like he wasn't going to show me him until he was comfortable, right?
Yeah. Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
They're so cool. And dragonflies it takes a really long time for them to turn from a nymph to an actual dragonfly. It's a lot.
Isn't it like 2 years?
I think it's like 7 years, but I want to double check that. But it's years for sure. So you think about to actually be born, that's a miracle right there. They're so cool.
Yeah.
So easy peasy. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here today. I'll try to schedule some more of these open studios so that we can continue getting together. I know. And I will figure out what went wrong today with that link, and we'll learn from it.
That was interesting.
Yes, I will learn from it. And next time it will be a smoother trip to get here. But thanks for making the journey. You made a journey today like a dragonfly journey. It was a little bit difficult, but you made it.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Can you hold it up
Thank
one
you.
more time? Bye. Nick,
Bye.
hold it up one more time. Nick, please give me some more elephant. Oh my gosh, yeah. Okay. All right, keep us posted on that. Marvelous. Bye, guys.
Bye. See ya.
Yeah.